Welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad you're all here. I tell ya, it's a little quiet backstage. There's a lot of nerves. Most of them are mine, because I'm a mom, and I'm feeling for these people. So they're all ready, though. They're ready to go, and so I hope you'll enjoy what's about to come. I'm pleased to call back to the stage an international business speaker, a best-selling author, a TV personality, a professor of entrepreneurship at Ryerson University. Of course, he's also host of The Naked Entrepreneur. He was on stage a little bit earlier. Join me, please, as we launch into the final showdown pitch competition as part of the Canadian Export Challenge. Join me in welcoming Dr. Sean Weiss back to the stage.
Who's excited? We can do way better. Who's excited? You know who's excited? Our 5 finalists. They've come from coast to coast to coast to battle to the death, with one of them walking away with $100,000 in services and $10,000 in cash. But before you feel bad for runners-up, each of the runners-up have already won. They've won their regional competition, received $1,000 and a ticket and invitation to today. So, before we get started, let's give a round of applause for all the entrepreneurs participating on this panel and throughout the day. Now, it's not just the entrepreneurs we have to be appreciative of. I'd also like to give a special shout out to Export Development of Canada, UPS Canada, for supporting this. I'd like to give a shout out to the Trade Commission Service, the Canadian Intellectual Property Office, the Business Development Bank of Canada, Canada Export, Innovative Solutions Canada, the Business Women in International Trade, the Privacy Commissioners, and most importantly, I'd like to give a special acknowledgement to the staff and the army of volunteers from Startup Canada who put this on for us. Today's 5 finalists are joining us from Halifax, Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver. And their job in 2 minutes or less is to pitch our dragons. Oh wait, that's trademarked. To pitch our judges. Those judges will then have 2 minutes to ask questions on which their final decision must be based. At the end of a half hour, the judges and I will retire to the back where we will deliberate and deliver our verdict. So please, put your hands together and welcome to the stage our first judge, the Director of Small Business at UPS Canada, Paul Gaspar. Joining Paul is a next-gen dragon and a founder herself, the CEO of Omics, Nicole Verkent. After 5 seasons with dragons, then myself, I can tell you this is my favorite dragon. Please welcome to the stage the Venerable Order of Canada recipient, W. Brett Wilson. Adding to our panel is the Vice President of Working Capital Solutions of Export Development Canada. Please welcome Justine Henriks. And finally, we have Jeff Cates, the President and CEO of Intuit Canada, who has been supporting entrepreneurship since before Startup Canada. Now, if you are judging along in the audience, the criteria that are being examined include the target market, the problem or need, the solution, the team, the traction, the competition, but most importantly, the ability of these small and medium-sized growing companies to export, to show how great Canada can be by sending goods around the world. So, let's turn our attention to the center stage. Let's make sure we give a big round of applause. Let's welcome up our first finalist. Please welcome Hybrid Power Solutions. I'm going to put 2 minutes on this clock. Let's begin.
Great. So I want you guys to take a second here and imagine you're 100 feet down in a subway system and you're trying to replace a piece of rail. Now, in the background, you've got this massive diesel generator and it's blowing fumes and it's loud, it's noisy, you get your respirator on. Now, there's got to be some better solution out there, right? Something with a better ROI, something with very little maintenance, something that is completely fuel-free and fume-free. My name is Francois Byrne. I am founder of Hybrid Power Solutions, and that's exactly what we do. We have a portable battery system that completely replaces gasoline and diesel generators in everything from mining to railway to construction to military applications. Our product can be recharged from a standard wall in about 3 hours. We can attach it to solar panels and charge it that way. Or even while you're driving to your job site, we can charge it using the vehicle. Now, this is part of what we do, but what we also do is we do custom industrial battery systems. And so say you have a mining vehicle that's diesel. We can take that mining vehicle, transform it into an all-electric vehicle. We can do it at a fraction of the cost and in a fraction of the time because we have a building block style battery system. We've sold our product to every large mining corporation in Canada and is currently in operation. But not only that, but with the help of the EDC, IRAP, and through the Trade Accelerator program, we've been able to start exporting outside of Canada. And this has resulted in us being able to sell to the third largest transit in the world, New York Transit. We've seen a tenfold increase in revenue year over year, which is outstanding, as well as being profitable currently. But it all comes down to having an insanely amazing team. We've got 2 engineers, we've got a production manager, and we've got a sales manager. And they believe just as strongly as I do in the vision, the growth, and the opportunity that not only our company has and that our product has, but the Canadian economy and what the world demands. Thank you very much.
You know, we have one of our panelists knows a little bit about the resource sector, having made billions of dollars in it. Brett, the first question is yours.
It's not billions. I'm okay. The discharge. What are you discharging at? What's the life in terms of full load?
Full load. So this unit right here you see is our kind of our standard off-the-shelf pack. And this is actually a prototype. We have 2 demo units, and they're actually with Ellis Dawn and Aecon right now. So unfortunately, I had to bring this one. But this standard model is 4,000 watts continuous. So we power 120 volts. So basically anything you could plug into the wall, and a little bit bigger than that, we can power off this unit.
For how long?
For how long? That's the most common question we get every time we go to a meeting. As an example, we got guys going on to hunting cabins. They'll do, for 3 days, they'll do everything from an LED TV, phones, laptops, lights, and a mini fridge for 3 days. If you're doing a floor polisher, it could be 2-3 hours. But standard, it's about an 8-hour shift. That's what we've built it for. It's a construction shift.
My last quick question, how heavy is that?
That is 110 pounds, 42 kilograms.
Not bad.
Jeff.
What prevents somebody else from kind of knocking off the exact same thing? Is there any patents on the technology?
Yeah, great. It's a great question, actually. And when we looked into it initially, you know, this technology has actually been used for like 60, 70 years. If you take a sailboat, they've got the batteries, they've got the inverters, they've got the charging system. We haven't reinvented the wheel, and that's kind of the beauty of our product. What we've done is just make it that much better. We made it compact, we made it small, we made it portable. Having 4,000 watt in a package like that, that's what sets us apart. And that's what keeps us one step ahead of the competition.
Justine.
So you mentioned that you started to go beyond the Canadian borders.
Correct.
How big is your team, and how are you going to manage that growth?
Yeah, so as mentioned, there's 5 of us currently. When we are expecting, our goal is, you know, our goals are really not financial, but they're how many people we can have on board. That is my goal. And by next year, we'd like to have 10 people. What we have right now is an amazing foundation because our team is so passionate. That's really what it comes down to, because they've seen the potential of the market, they've seen the potential of the product, and they want to be part of that team. They want to see us grow and see us flourish.
Any particular markets you're targeting first?
Yes. So when we originally started this, we thought construction. But mining, where we have a 79-second payback period, has been outstanding for us, as well as transits, because they work underground, somewhere where safety is a big concern.
Let's put our hands together for the
much,
quick-talking first finalist. Let's keep the applause going as we welcome our second finalist, the founders from Ume Care. We'll get 2 minutes on the clock, and we'll start that now.
10 hours and 39 minutes. My name is Sharmeen Habib. I'm an optometrist and co-founder of UMay Care. On average, we spend 10 hours and 39 minutes in front of a screen every day. When we look into screens, our blink rate reduces by up to 70%. This has become the leading cause of dry eye today, not to mention its effect on sleep, stress, and our overall mental health. A few years ago, I diagnosed a patient with dry eye, but failed to treat him successfully. Existing methods are inconvenient and ineffective, leading to the #1 complaint of optometrists: poor patient compliance. To help address this and the growing use of digital devices, we've developed UMay Rest, an at-home wireless device designed to be part of the bedtime routine. We combine a thermal therapy with thermal meditation to help reset the effects of screen time for the 4.3 billion who suffer from digital eye strain, just like my patient did. We've got a solid team with past executives from Allergan and L'Oreal, as well as expertise in engineering, regulatory, and manufacturing. We have filed and pending IP, have invested over $1 million in R&D, have pre-sales across Canada, and are raising capital to ship early next year. At UMay, we believe mind and body are connected, and in a world where we continue to learn more digitally than ever before, it's not just our eyes that suffer. It's our sleep, our calm, and our very center. I'll leave you with one last thought. We all brushed our teeth this morning. What have you done for your eyes?
We've all
Thank
brushed
you.
our teeth, but what have you done for your eyes? Nicole.
So how exactly does the technology work? Could you describe that a little bit more?
Sure. So the treatment surfaces, they provide a thermal therapy. Heat has been used for over 100 years in optometry to provide an effective amount of heat to the over eyelid to help melt oil glands. Those oil glands start to become clogged when we don't blink enough. The blink rate is very important because when we're blinking, it releases a tiny little bit of oil and it protects our tear film. So with the increasing use of digital devices and the decrease in the blink rate, we're not melting those oils and we're causing blockage. So the device is providing a safe, therapeutic heat that's controlled and consistent. And after about 5 minutes, it automatically shuts off the therapy.
Brett,
Price point.
what is the price point?
Yeah. So we're retailing to the patient for $279 through the eye care professional. It'll be initially B2B, where we'll gain validity through the healthcare provider recommending the product, and then we'll be using Celestica to scale globally because we want to go eventually direct to consumer.
Where do you make it?
It'll be starting off in Spain.
Paul.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on the export markets you're thinking of?
Yeah, so we want to start off in North America and Europe, but with Celestica, they're equipped to take us global, so we'll go beyond that after that.
Jeff.
What's your expected margin on the product?
So we'd like to provide between 30 to upwards of 50% to the eye care provider.
What sort of approvals are required for medical devices of this form?
So we actually fall in a 510K exempt or class 2 classification. Because we're a combination of a wellness/medical device, we can actually go right to market, direct to the consumer, and allow the eye care professional to make any claims on our behalf.
Just in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is going to be a tough decision. Making it even tougher is our next finalist. Please welcome Ananda Devices. We'll put 2 minutes on the clock, and your time will begin now.
Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone, my name is Margaret Magdasian and I'm the founder of Ananda Devices. I've dedicated my career to accelerate drug development for people with Parkinson, Alzheimer's, and multiple sclerosis. And I've developed a new technology where we can grow mini brains, mini human tissue on a dish. And this can make drug discovery much faster, 2 times faster, 5 times more cost effective, and eliminate the use of animals for research. So when I saw the opportunity, I launched this technology to the market. So it was 10 years of research. And then I launched my company 3 years ago to offer it to pharmaceutical companies. And it ended up that not only pharmaceutical companies need my product, but also cosmetic companies and industry selling pesticides. Basically, anyone producing chemicals can use our tissue on a chip to do toxicology tests or to develop new drugs without using animals. We have clients in over 10 countries, from researchers to pharmaceutical and Fortune 500 companies. One of them is L'Oréal Paris, who hired us through L'Oréal New York to implement our technology in their labs in Brazil. And we have a pipeline now of over $5 million. And we're here today to ask for your vote to help us to close this and make Canada one of the global leaders in this field. Thank you.
Brett, first question is yours.
Tell us about your team. Sounds like you and...
Yes, we're a team of 5 now, but we definitely need more people. So we have a lot to do, and that's one of the reasons we are here, because it takes really a long time to close one of those big deals with those major companies. They usually want to have our patents at once. It's a lot of negotiations and a lot of time to manage each account. So we're looking to hire at least 5 people in the next year.
Can you expand a little bit about the intellectual property and the patents that you're attempting to own?
We have an umbrella patent now, and we offer products and services. So I developed this technology during 10 years at McGill University. I used to run a facility developing those tools. So basically, we have tools that are ready now for selling. And then what we find the most useful is to work directly with the company. For instance, L'Oréal wants to produce skin on a chip and get data. They hired us to implement this in their offices. And we did implementation in 6 months, while an American company had a contract for 5 years and did not deliver.
Paul.
Can you describe your revenue model?
Yes. So once we implement this, either we sell the products or we develop a customized product, and then we become the sole supplier for this company. In 3 years from now, either our IP will be licensed, or they will buy us out, or we will sell the part of the company. Yeah.
Justine.
Any competitors out there that you're fighting against right now?
Yes, there are 5 companies in the market right now. We're all in the same conference. I was with the European community yesterday with a few of them. So there are 2 in Europe and 2 in the US. But we're pre-competitive because each of them is focused on either the lungs, the gut, or the heart. And we Canadians are the first to deliver nerves. We're the first to deliver brain, spinal cord, and tissue innervation.
And you've delivered a great pitch. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
3 down, 2 to go. It's going to be a tough job of the judges. Please welcome the founders, Mackenzie Healthcare Technology. Put 2 minutes on and begin.
Hi, I'm Carmen Mackenzie, co-founder of Mackenzie Healthcare Technologies. Every day, people around the world are struggling to reposition people in wheelchairs. Current methods are either undignified and time-consuming or dangerous to the caregiver. So far too often, people are left slouched in their wheelchairs for hours at a time, greatly increasing their risk of developing life-threatening bed sores. Until now. Introducing Paraglide, the world's first automated repositioning device for wheelchairs that attaches to wheelchairs like this one and repositions someone at the touch of a button from a slouched position like this to a fully upright seated position within seconds with the touch of a button on a remote control. Our smart remote stores and displays critical data helping people to manage their skin health. We have patents pending in 3 countries, and we've owned and operated a manufacturing facility that's award-winning for over a decade. Workplace injuries in healthcare represent a $23 billion problem in North America, and the cost to treat just one bed sore is about $40,000 on average. That represents an $11 billion problem in the United States alone, and it's growing. In fact, with the number of people aged over 60 growing in the next 20 years to double, or 30 years to double, these costs and our target market are about to skyrocket. The return on investment for Paraglide is in reducing caregiver injuries, freeing up caregiver time, and reducing the risk of bed sores. And most importantly, caregivers or current users love Paraglide. People who were previously stuck in one position all day are now repositioning themselves between 8 and 15 times a day, greatly improving their control and independence. We're providing dignity and safety to people, so help us Paraglide into global markets. Thank you.
Nicole.
2 questions. First one is, what is the cost of this device versus the regular wheelchair?
Oh, so our device doesn't include the wheelchair. It's an attachment for wheelchairs. It's going to retail around $2,400, and that's for an individual person, and then there's bulk sales for facilities, and then it goes down from there to distributors.
$2,400 for your device,
Yeah.
and the chair itself, the base value, what is it?
Anywhere between $300 and $15,000 for a wheelchair.
Okay, and then second question is just around the patent. So could you just describe that a little bit more in terms of what the patent's on exactly?
Yeah. So we have a utility and design patent, and the most important claim within our utility patent is the fact that this device will unwind, freeing the fabric for the person to move forward, back and forth throughout the day. If someone else was to design one and it only went one direction, they would be able to pull themselves up maybe 3 times, and then they couldn't do anything else. They'd have to be removed with a sling like you see over there. And redo it. So they can move throughout the day 30 times if they want.
Go ahead, Jesse.
So I didn't quite understand. Are you exporting, or are you looking to start to export?
We are pre-sale, so we're in the final stages of R&D right now.
Okay.
We're looking at the spring, probably around April, to sale.
And how have you funded what you've done so far?
We're self-funded. We've put in about $900,000 so far. Most of that is our own funding from our manufacturing company that we've had for over a decade, and with some support from the National Research Council.
I'm just thinking about this cost. How big of a barrier has that been for you so far as you're kind of going after clients, especially maybe public-funded old age homes, this kind of thing?
It does come up as an issue within public-funded places, but the U.S. market is completely different. They're definitely looking at ways to reduce the risk of bed sores and free up caregiver time, and the staff time for them is a huge issue.
And one of our issues is staying on time. One more to go. Here comes Orbitless Drive. Orbitless Drive is our final finalist. Put you right on the X. I'll put 2 minutes on the clock, which will begin now.
Good afternoon. My name is Rob Isis. I'm the CEO, co-founder of Orbitless Drives. Gear motors are a vital part of the electrification of moving things. Anything from electric bikes, electric cars, all the motors for inside your car that move your seats to your sunroof are all driven by electric gear motors such as this. The problem is the development of gears has not been done in generations, literally hundreds of years. Orbitless Drives is the first fundamental new gearbox in generations that address 2 major concerns around lowering the noise within a gearbox and improving the efficiency. We validated with 2 independent European customers to build little precision motor gearboxes and validated those half the losses and one-third the noise properties. And that has led us to get in our first commercial customer, which is a tier 1 automotive manufacturer that we're prototyping a unit for a sunroof in-vehicle application that could be in the millions of units. We have patents on the technology that were issued in May of this year in the U.S. with China and Europe just in final preparation, and a whole host of other patents for advancements to the technology beyond that. The team is made up of Leo Stocco, who is the inventor of Orbitless. He did his PhD in electromechanical optimization in the robotics world, and that's actually where he came up with the idea. Myself, I've been in early stage technology companies for about 30 years in various early stage technologies, taking them to market. So together we've got a lot of experience in terms of technology development and release. We've also partnered with a number of international sort of partners in the gear design software world that does modeling and simulation of software. So we're getting our core technology embedded into their software so we can do better modeling and simulation for our partners going forward. We've also had major discussions with all the OEMs, tier ones, and others around adding Orbitless as a key function to their global electrification plans. So thank you.
Brett, you once studied engineering. Do you remember all this stuff about gears? What's your question?
I attended the university, is the way I put it.
Your jacket said engineering, but...
Several questions. What's your target market? Is it small handheld devices? Noise appears to be an issue for you, and then, of course, the losses. Is it small vehicles, or are you ultimately looking at the car market?
Yeah, so the technology is really scalable. Right from the very electric motor and a gear head is basically the fundamental technology that's used, anything from micro devices up to electric vehicle motors, right? So we're actually starting at the precision motor market with small precision 32 millimeters, that size, proving it out there, but then scaling it up through the software validation and through some prototyping with some larger customers. So we see this application ranging from very small to very large applications with very much the same fundamental technology, right? And we're in a licensing place, so our goal is to license it to different manufacturers that are going to be using it in their products. So we're not actually planning to manufacture a lot. Whereas because of the range of sizes of different applications, it's too hard to manufacture everything. So we're really looking for partners in each of the areas.
What's your transfer mechanism? Is it a clutch? Is it a battery? Is it a...
So if you're familiar with gearing, there's something called a planetary gear. And a planetary gear has a ring, planets, and a sun. What we've done is taken away the ring gear, replaced it with a secondary carrier. So functionally just about the same parts, but a simpler implementation. And that's reduced the losses in that gearbox by about 50%. The reduction of losses makes it more efficient and also reduces on the noise. So it's really just a mechanical switch up of the gears, but it's a very simple fundamental thing that's very easy to sort of apply.
Jeff.
Yeah. What's the competition to this? Is it really the old way, or do you have other people that have similar solutions?
Yeah, the technology, the competition is really the old way to do things, right? It's planetary gears and offset gears. And we don't aim to actually replace them. We can actually work quite nicely with them. So we see Orbitless as a very good first stage in a multi-stage gearbox because of the noise reduction and high-speed support. So.
Well, that's all the time we have. Hybrid Power Solutions, You May Care, Anata Devices, McKenzie Healthcare Technology, Orbitless Drive, all could be the next great export. To determine that, the judges and I will retire behind the scenes to discuss and deliberate for 15 minutes. To entertain and inform you, my colleague, Brett Wilson, will deliver a keynote. Thank you, everyone. Please stand by for the announcement and the keynotes. Judges, to the back.
How about those entrepreneurs? Wow, that was really impressive. It is just a small snapshot of the ingenuity of Canadian entrepreneurs. It was really remarkable. I want to go and give all of them a hug as we prolong their agony now while the judges are deliberating. I'm sure they don't want a hug from me. They would like a large glass of alcohol, I am assuming. But that is for another time. In the meantime, Sean Weiss was saying that we are going to be entertained by our final keynote on the main stage today, and he's absolutely right. we're really thrilled, and I'm honored to be calling back onto the stage a philanthropist, an author, the chairman of Prairie Merchant, someone who is a dragon, but in the TV sense and not in the bad kind sense. And he is going to be giving us a little pep talk for the next few minutes while the rest of the jury is in the back making a deliberation. So let me ask all of you to join me in welcoming back to the stage W. Brett. Well, thank you very much to W. Brett Wilson for being here. And you know, he makes some really interesting and super important points. And I think the end point, this idea of businesses that are there for good, the fact that you can, in fact, that you can create a business that does good while still generating a profit. And in some cases, people are creating businesses, as you all know, purely for the purpose of doing good in the world around them. So these are wonderful things, and these are the types of things that we are encouraging all kinds of discussion about here at Startup Canada Day. And now for the big reveal. So it is my distinct pleasure to welcome back to the stage Dr. Sean Wise. Well, we're going to be learning about the Canadian Export Challenge Final Showdown winner, so I'll let him take over from here.
Thank you, thank you. How about a hand for our MC today?
Thank you.
It was tough. The judges threw down. There was a little fighting, a little arm wrestling, but I think we do have a clear winner. So I'm going to ask Paul from UPS to do the big reveal and show the oversized check. Paul, let us know who won.
30 minutes.
After the announcement, I'll ask the winners to join us on stage alongside the judges who will be invited back up for a photo. But first.
Thanks, Sean. So on behalf of UPS Canada, EDC, and Startup Canada, I am proud to have the opportunity to present the winner of the 2018 Canadian Export Challenge. Now, before I do that, I would like to say how proud I am that I've been a part of the Export Challenge across Canada. Just to make sure you're well aware, this initiative started back in March on a phone call. Reached out for Victoria. I'm not too sure if she's in the room right now. But with that phone call, it basically generated what we've done over the last month, going across the country, stopping in 5 markets from coast to coast, and delivering over 5 global accelerator pitches. Now, starting on September 12th in Toronto, we've gone across the country, as I indicated, stopped in Calgary, Montreal, Halifax, and Vancouver, bringing together over 1,000 entrepreneurs and connecting more than 10,000 more online. Many of you participated. And with the support of more than 50 trade and growth partners, all with the goal of building a network of global-minded entrepreneurs who aim to own the podium for Canada. Now, from what I personally witnessed, I can tell you that I think we were very successful in doing that. I've been inspired by the entrepreneurs from all backgrounds. You got to see our 5 finalists. I can tell you what we saw across the country was unbelievable. From all industries, all walks of life, who dare to dream and take action to make their dreams happen. I believe this is the start of what I hope will be an annual event, and we're already starting to talk about 2019, bring global expansion to the forefront and supporting our entrepreneurs with a collective effort from government and the private sector. Now to the finalists who are here, you've traveled from across Canada to pitch today, and congratulations on how far you've come. Everybody in this room, and I truly believe this, and every partner of Startup Canada wants to say and see you succeed. Again, Canada's behind you, and congratulations. With that, I am also delighted to provide each of the finalists here today with a special gift from UPS. So each of you will be receiving an iPad to, again, thank you and to help you with your business moving forward. So again, thank you. Okay, enough of the talking, right? We want to find out who the winner is. So without further delay, it's my great honor to present to you the winner of the 2018 Canadian Export Challenge, who will receive $10,000 in cash and up to $100,000 in support services to help their business scale. And the winner is Ananda Devices.
Come on up. Judges, come on down. Where are my judges? Come on out. Congratulations. Can you guys pose with the giant oversized check, please? Judges, please join us on stage for a photo. Finalists, please stand by 1 second. Okay, judges together now with our winner. One more with all of our finalists. Come on up. Let's give them all a big hand. Come on now. There you go. Good. There we go. Everybody say on 3, UPS. 1, 2, 3, UPS. EDC2. EDC2, yeah. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the day. Thanks, guys.
Well, that was an amazing day, ladies and gentlemen. I can see you're all making a rush for the exit, and that's as it should be. But I just wanted to thank all of you very much for your presence. Merci, mesdames et messieurs, pour avoir choisi d'être parmi nous aujourd'hui. Thank you to our entrepreneurs. Thank you to our industry leaders. Thank you to our government leaders and democratic leaders for being here with us, no matter which party they represent. We're really grateful to our partners and to our sponsors. We're really grateful to each and every one of you for choosing to be here with us today. The day is not over this evening. I'll be joining Startup Canada as the host of the 5th Annual Startup Canada Awards. Those recognize the driving impact in demonstrating excellence in Canada's entrepreneurship community. There are still some tickets available at the door at 5:45 p.m. this evening. And if you don't manage to get tickets and you're wanting desperately to prolong your Startup Canada Day experience, you can watch it live online. So once again, thank you very much for your presence. Thank you very much for your energy. And we look forward to seeing you out in the halls, either later this evening or certainly at Startup Canada Day in 2019. Thank you. Merci, mesdames et messieurs.